What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. So this is Waka and Tammy. Meet the flock Wakas, whatever. Look, this might be my last review of this show, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know if they are putting on for the camera. Like, I don't know if all of this is just they're acting for the camera, or if this is really what they're doing. But if they are acting for the camera, I can't. I can't. And if this is really how they living, it's not cute to me. It's not funny. I don't find it entertaining. And so I don't even know if I'm gonna go on order of this episode. Let me just talk for a few minutes, and I'm gonna tell you why I feel the way I feel about this show. So Waka and Tammy, they've been together for a very long time. They've been through a lot. They went through a very public situation where Waka has cheated on her numerous times, made her look real foolish numerous times. I would be really curious to see what the dynamic of their relationship was before he cheated. And not before he cheated, but before she left him and he fought to get her back. Because here's what I feel like is going on. I feel like Tammy is being extra nasty, extra assertive, extra, because, and she even said it at one point in this episode. She said, because when I was nice, you didn't know how to treat me. Because he said something about, I wish you would go back to being nice again, or something like that. But here's the problem, Tammy. If you have to be that person to keep your husband in line, you're going to lose him anyway, because you're about to lose Waka. And we hear Waka talking, saying he's not happy, and how he really don't even like his wife right now. The thing that is smart is that he's going to see counseling, because he loves her and he wants to be with her. So he went to go see a counselor, and he opened up to the counselor, and he basically was like, look, I'm not happy with the way things are. She talked to me crazy. She's real aggressive. She's real disrespectful. And I just don't really appreciate it. Like, he said, I'm the kind of person, I'm not real vocal about how things are. I keep a lot of stuff bottled up. I keep a lot of stuff internal. But when but then when I'm ready, I'm ready. He talked about how people take advantage of him in business. He said, there's somebody right now who think they getting over on me. And I just sit back and laugh. I let them think they got me going. I let them think they getting over on me. And when I'm ready to deal with it, I'll deal with it. He said, he's lost 2 brothers, one to suicide, Kato, which was, sort of public. And he said he just didn't deal with it. He said, I was over it a couple of days later. No, you weren't. There's no way look, my brother died 6 years ago and I'm still not over it. So you don't just get over it. You figure out a way to deal with it, but you push it down. So Waka is just he's not happy. And Tammy, you're going to lose your man. Now, again, how much of this is legit? How much of this they doing for the camera? But I don't think, for Waka's part, I don't think a lot. This part of it, I don't think was for the camera. I really think this was legit. We see Deb meeting up with the brat. And basically, the brat is telling Deb, you need to chill out. You are inserting yourself in business that don't belong to you. You have grandkids. Whether Tammy has another child or not, be happy with what you have. And stop looking at Tammy to do more than what Tammy's doing. Like, it's not your business. Stay out of their business. And the brat, that is great advice that you given Deb. And Deb, she had a moment where she opened up and she said, I feel like I did my kids a disservice because I grew up and I was hard. I was out here hustling. I was out here trying to make it happen. And I was not a very emotionally available person. And as a result, my kids are not emotionally available. And I feel like I've done them a disservice by not being there for them in that capacity the way they needed me to be there for them. And I can understand that. The thing about kids is they don't come with an instruction manual. You do the best you can with what you have and you pray on the rest. My mother used to tell that to me all the time. You do the best you can with what you have and you pray on the rest. So Deb, you did what you had to do. You were a single mom with 4 or 5 boys trying to make it happen. And you know what you did? You created some successful kids. You were successful. Your son is very successful. A lot of people didn't realize Waka Flacka had the kind of money he had. And he said it on the Breakfast Club, but he said it again here. He said, look, I knew I wasn't the best rapper in the game, and that was never my approach. My approach was never to be the best rapper in the game. My approach was to make money. I went into rapping to make money. I didn't go into rap to be the best in the game. And because I came at it from that point of view, I guess I was never disappointed, because I people talking about my rap skills didn't hurt my feelings, because I'm like, yeah, you're right, but I'm making money. By the end of the session, and he said he felt comfortable with this guy. He had gone to him before and he felt comfortable with him. And by the end of the session, the guy was like, look, I think you need to bring your wife in. Like, I think what you're telling me, your wife needs to understand. Your wife needs to know how close to the breaking point you are in this marriage. Like, she needs to understand that. Let's see. And at first he said no. He was like, no, And I feel where he was coming from. I think it was like, this is my safe space. Like, this is where I can come to vent, say what I need to say. Like, I don't want. And then the other thing he said, I know my wife. She's sensitive. She's not going to be open to it. I know how she is. And I just don't want the headache. I don't want the argument. Like, I know how she is. And that's sad. That's sad, but I get it. Then we see Tammy out with her mom. They having like a little girls' night out kind of thing. They have a little moment. Where she's sort of telling them that, how Waka is as far as not opening up and all that good stuff. So then she goes to New York for a women's empowerment type conference. And, the one thing that I think a lot of people don't know about Tammy or understand about Tammy is she had her own business. Like, if you watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she had the clothing company, and that she kind of did her own thing outside of Waka Flocka, and she made her own money. She said that her business made $1 million, that she made $1 million on her business or whatever. And she said a lot of people think that I'm just out here living off my husband's money, and it's like, no. And I had a whole life before I met him. Like, I had a kid at 19. I was married. I was in an abusive marriage. Like, I've had a whole life outside of Waka Flocka, and a lot of people don't understand that. So she went to the women's empowerment, and she spoke, and she even spoke on her mom. No, I think it was in Baltimore. It wasn't in New York, because she's from Baltimore, and I think they were actually in Baltimore when they did this, but don't quote me on that, y'all. It was either New York or Baltimore. And she said, my mom was on drugs, and we had to deal with that. I remember having to go to the church and getting those free lunches, those free dinners from the church, and my mom being out there doing what she did. And then, her mom had a chance to talk. Her mother said, it hurts me to think about what I did to my kids, but I'm proud of them, and, I'm proud of the fact that, they still allow me in their life, kind of thing. And Tammy was like, I believe in forgiveness. Like, I love my mom. So that was a moment. Now, back in Atlanta, Charlie is still supposed to be on punishment. This is the part that irritated me, y'all. This is the part that the other stuff I was like, I could deal with. But this is what did it for me. Charlie is on punishment. Waka's left home while Tammy goes to the women's empowerment situation. Waka gets a phone call. His boys want to hang out and they want to go to the soccer match. Here's my thing. Waka, you could have went to the soccer match and Charlie still could have kept her ass home on punishment. She old enough. If she's old enough to be expected to get back and forth to a job on her own, then she's old enough to stay at home by herself on punishment. Let's be clear. Now, does that mean that y'all was going to be able to keep her off of the TV or whatever? No, she's going to watch TV. She probably going, get one of her devices or whatever and be on the phone and all of that. But all of that, her going out and spending the night over a friend's house when she's supposed to be punished just so you can go to a soccer match, dude, that don't have to happen. Like, I don't understand. Like, it was many nights that I was punished and my parents were not home. And I promise you, I bet not never. Honey, there was times I remember listening out and hearing that key in the door and turning the TV off real quick because I wasn't supposed to be watching TV and praying that my mama didn't put her hand on that TV to see if it was hot. I mean, come on, y'all. Like, I was really irritated by that whole scene. So he ends up letting Charlie go over her friend's house and spend the night so he could go to the soccer match. And he told me something, we just not going to tell your mama. I didn't find it funny or cute that you set this whole thing up to lie to Tammy. One, you're not supporting Tammy and saying, look, you're punished. If your mama say you punished, I say you punished, you punished. And two, stop treating her like a child. If she old enough to have a job and y'all expect her to get back and forth to work, then you could have kept her ass at home by herself while you went out. You ain't have to stop living. You could have went out to and went to the soccer game. 3. Then she talking about something, and I want an iPhone 11 to keep me quiet. So we cute. It's supposed to be funny and cute. I don't find it funny or cute. Like, I didn't find none of this funny or cute. None of it. So then Waka does, he goes, whatever, come back, and the girl done went and got her hair done. And then her attitude was, so what? What's the big deal? I don't see what the problem is. I'll just tell her that my hair was messed up and I had to get. So now y'all just gonna keep adding to the lie. Y'all gonna keep adding to the lie. But that just lets you know how simple she went and got. Like, she didn't just go get her hair curled. She went and got blonde braids. Like, that was a total F you to your mother. That was a, look, I'm running things around here. Because not only did I do what I wanted to do while you were gone, now because like you, there's nowhere in the world, she talking about somewhere, I'm a kid and I'm not expected to think. You expected to think. You knew what you were doing. You knew exactly what you were doing. And it was purposeful, and it was a F you to your mother. That's why I wasn't mad when Tammy came home and told that girl to take them braids out and tried to cut them out her hair. I wasn't mad about it at all. First of all, Tammy knew what she was doing. She cut where the blonde was. It wasn't like she cut that girl's hair. Her hair is black or dark brown. The blonde, the dreads were blonde. She knew what she was cutting. But it was just a point. She was proving a point to that little girl. And I don't blame her. And I'd have cut all them damn braids out. Talking about something, I gotta go to school tomorrow. I don't care. Put it in a ponytail and keep it moving. Your hair long enough to get in a ponytail. Put that shit in a ponytail. And I tell you what, it's gonna stay in a ponytail until I feel like taking you to the hairdresser again. I was so irritated with that whole situation. And Waka, he just perpetuating the, well, we're not gonna tell your mother, we're not gonna tell your mother, we're not gonna tell your mother. I ain't find none of that funny or cute, y'all. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like I said, if they doing it for a storyline for the show, I don't find it cute. And if that's really how y'all running y'all household, I feel bad for Tammy. Because it's like, you don't even have his support when you make a decision on what to do with as far as the situation with the little girl. Now, at the end of the day, let me tell you something. I kind of feel like that whole thing was part of the show, because if you see that whole scene with the little girl, with Charlie, with Flacka, before, when they were negotiating this iPhone 6, I said iPhone 6, Lord, I got an iPhone 6. When they were negotiating this whole situation, she had her hoodie on her head the whole time, and we really never saw her hair. So I'm really starting to feel like that it was part of the storyline. But again, I just don't think that's a cute thing. I just don't think that's a cute thing to play with. Maybe I'm old, maybe I'm grouchy, whatever. So anyway, Tammy comes home and she throws, she acts a fool. And then, of course, now Waka mad at her, talking about something she doing too much, she went too far. No, she not. Now, she was doing too much by slapping you. That was too much. But as far as her being upset at the fact that you went out, then you lied. Like, he went to the game and he lied, talking about something, that's not really me, that's photoshopped. I just can't. So, y'all, I don't know. I'm going to watch the next episode. I don't know if I'm going to review it or not. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got. That's all I can give y'all. That's all I got. Peace.